Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. Millions of years ago, when the 18 universes still existed, the most powerful goddess of the 18 universes, the most powerful goddess of destruction, being also called the Megaversal Goddess, felt in love. All the gods, mortals, and even beings of great power can feel this feeling. The destructive goddess of the universe, 16 Ceres, realized this. The goddess possessed incredible destructive power. Being the only goddess to beat up the great priest one day, said goddess was wandering all over the world of the 18 universes, where it would make a stop in Universe 7, to be more exact, on the planet Vegeta of the Saiyans. The goddess incredulously remained watching how these mortals fought arduously to increase their powers a little more. However, the goddess Ceres was doing it much more frequently. I must stop observing the mortals of this universe. They're not problems that concern me. At that moment, the goddess, being caught off guard, an energy attack was directed towards her, since the Saiyans were training. However, before the attack hits her, Bardock would stand in front of her. Receiving that powerful attack, the goddess Ceres was surprised how a Saiyan, without knowing her, gave his life for her. Why did you do it? The power was not going to make a scratch on me. I don't know, but I had the impulse to save you. Bardock would be knocked out. The Saiyans would approach and wanted to take him to a recovery machine. However, Ceres would refuse, and she would take him to another place, curing him with his great power. When Bardock woke up, he would not recognize where he was. Where am I? What happened? I remember. How was that girl? Thank you very much for worrying about me, but I'm fine. Apparently all your wounds have been already healed. Bardock and the goddess established a connection from that day on, becoming closer and closer. That's right, they were having too many things in common. One day the goddess would scream, Bardock, where are you? Bardock, having heard Ceres' cry, would go quickly, but his surprise was great when he saw that everything was fine. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you screaming? Bardock, I'm pregnant. Bardock would be surprised. That's how she is, but she was very nervous. But what's wrong with you? I can't have children. This is against the rules. Rules? What are you talking about? Ceres began to explain that she was a super destructive goddess. Bardock was shocked. However, both decided not to tell anyone, but what they did not know was that Zeno-sama was making a revolution against the 6 more gods. Powerful, that's right. He wanted to erase them. One day, Zeno-sama sent to call the 6 most powerful destroyer gods. I have a very bad premonition of all this. Ceres, being a super goddess, she would make her son born much faster by staying together with Bardock. The child would have been born with the same physical appearance as his father. The only thing to notice was the color of his hair, which was white, and his ki could not be felt. The 6 supreme gods arrived at Zeno-sama's palace, where without warning, Zeno-sama gave a serious look. You are beings of great power. You break the balance of this entire multiverse, so I have no choice but to eliminate you. Each god was eliminated one by one. However, the goddess Ceres was powerful enough to destroy Zeno-sama's barrier, teleporting to where Bardock was. What's wrong, Cyrus? You seem pale. The king of everything has tried to assassinate the 6 Megaversal gods. There's nothing we can do. At that moment, the boy named Kakarot, the name his father had given him, began to cry, shaking the 16 universes. The power of that newborn boy was so much that it even surpassed all the Megaversal gods together by uniting the blood of a Saiyan and a goddess, and it should be clarified that at the time of procreating, Ceres unleashed all of Bardock's powers. What the hell? Why is the whole kingdom at all shaking? Who is this overwhelming power? Surpass all gods with ease. The power that can be felt was similar to that of Ceres, but with a warrior essence. All the universes seemed like they were going to be destroyed by just the pressure of that power. I'll sacrifice myself. If Zeno-sama discovers our son, he'll kill him because of the power that he overflows. If you do it, I'll do it too. We're in this together. Ceres, with her great power, created a guardian. Maris, you have enough power and authority to care for and educate our son. Guide him on the path of good. Don't let anything bad happen to him. I trust you. Don't worry, gods, Ceres-sama. Leave it to my hands. Ceres and Bardock were quickly teleported to an inhospitable planet outside the 18 universes, where both began to increase their powers in an overwhelming way, overshadowing the power felt by the little Kakaroto. Their parents, knowing that they just had to attract attention, used a lot more power than their bodies were used to. That is the power of Ceres, but she is accompanied by another great power. Who could that be? Zeno-sama, along with Daishinkan and the other 12 gods of destruction, headed towards the inopportune planet. Wow, so you're with the Saiyan, but you should know that they were stripped of their divine power millions of years ago. They can't do anything against us. Despite being at an absolute disadvantage, we will not allow ourselves to be exterminated so easily. That's right, Bardock and Ceres launched the attack, knocking out all the gods of destruction. However, before everything got out of hand, the king of everything, Zeno-sama, decided to transform. Daishinkan would be having a very even battle against the Saiyan Bardock, while Ceres with Zeno-sama, the clear difference was noticeable. However, this being a king of everything, he would use one of his techniques, being able to seriously injure her. This is your end. If at least it was easy to manipulate you, none of this would have happened. Zeno-sama had eliminated Ceres by making her disappear, her soul not going to hell or paradise. At that moment, Zeno-sama would do the same with Bardock. You must train more, Dai. How could a simple Saiyan put you in these troubles? I understand, sir. I will train much harder. Daishinkan would help all the gods that had fallen in battle. But what they did not know was that the true owner of the power that shook all the universes was still alive. Meanwhile, in another dimension, there were Maris and Kakaroto, which at a very young age he was able to fly and master Divine Ki. Kakaroto, I'm very proud of your success. Your parents must be very proud of you. Thank you very much, Maris, but I want to become much more powerful. One day, in one of his trainings, Kakaroto wanted to exceed his limits. At a young age, he already mastered the Celestial Ultra Instinct. It was the Ultra Instinct, but it took it to a new level. However, he raised his power so much, being able to reach the Infinite Super Saiyan. That's right, Kakaroto's power even made that whole dimension crack. Maris, with his great power, would seal said place, because if a little of that power was perceived, they would be in great trouble. Kakaroto would have an intimidating appearance, but at any moment, he would fall out of action due to his excess power. I can't believe how this child has so much power. A few years have passed. Kakaroto was already an adult, where he already dominated his power perfectly and wanted to know about his race. Maris, what happened to my race? Maris would begin to investigate with his staff. The Saiyan race is found in universes 6 and 7. In Universe 6, they became extinct due to an absurd war, and in Universe 7, the planet Vegeta was destroyed by a guy called Frieza. Are there any survivors? That's right. There are 3 survivors, Prince Vegeta, a Saiyan named Nappa, and Raditz, who is his half-brother. Kakaroto would be surprised to learn that he had a half-brother. I'm going to visit them. I want to know how much more about my origin. It's okay, Kakarot-sama. Just don't get any trouble, please. Don't worry, Maris. I know it's not time for revenge yet. I'll make the king bastards pay in full, but let them enjoy it while they can. Kakaroto would transport to where the Saiyans were, which were on the planet Namek. Kakaroto would arrive on the planet of Namek and would observe how Frieza was torturing and humiliating the 3 Saiyans. Who are you? Are you another Saiyan? That face, that hair. Are you Kakaroto? I have searched for you throughout the universe. That was my father's last wish. So, you're my brother, but you're very weak. You're nothing more than a simple worm. I don't know who the hell you are, but if the 4 of us unite, we can exterminate the Freezer. Damn, he's afraid of the power of the Saiyans together. I can take care of this damn clown alone.
What did you say, you damn monkey?
You heard me. It doesn't matter if you're immortal or not. I can exterminate even beings that have eternal life. Everyone was surprised, even Frieza.
If you brag so much, let me fulfill that wish and then we'll see if you can finish me off.
Okay, make your wish. Frieza would begin to torture a Namkin so that he would ask for Frieza's wish. However, Kakarot, being the son of a goddess, had enough knowledge. Kakarot would begin to speak in the Namkin language for the great dragon to appear. They have gathered the 7 Dragon Balls. What is your wish? I wish you make Frieza immortal. All the Saiyans began to tremble. Are you an idiot? How do you think of making that wish?
Thank you, damn monkey, but now you're no use to me anymore. Die!
Frieza would throw a large sphere of ki towards all the Saiyans. Kakarot would stand in front of everyone, and only with his aura would he be able to make all that attack disappear. Even if you didn't attack us, I was going to end your miserable life, because you destroyed my planet. Frieza, witnessing that this Saiyan was not so weak, decided to go into his last form. Frieza decided to go seriously against that Saiyan. However, his body warned him not to attack, but the evil Emperor would not pay attention to the warnings that his body gave him. He had hit Kakarot with a strong blow to the face, which he did not even make him move an inch. Is that all? You really just wasted my time. Kakarot would take a single look when making Frieza unable to move.
But what the hell? How do you have so much power? Who are you?
I'm the son of a Super Saiyan God Bardock and the Super Destroyer Goddess Cirrus.
What? Are you the son of a destructive goddess? And now I understand why you're so powerful.
It's time that you die! Total elimination! Kakarot had so much power that with just one look, he was able to eliminate any warrior. The Saiyans who had witnessed such power of Kakarot were surprised. These spheres are no use to me. I have to look for the Super Dragon Balls. But where are they? I know. I'll go to the whole kingdom to pay them a visit. Before the Saiyans could say anything, Kakarot would disappear from that place. That's right, Kakarot had reached the realm of everything. Kakarot had reached the king's palace of everything. Everyone who was in that palace felt like a new being had arrived. Who is the bastard that comes to my palace without authorization? We don't know, great king of everything, but today will be the day of his death. Go and bring that damned bastard before me. I'll execute him myself. It won't be necessary. He has already arrived at this palace. At that moment, a guy appeared in front of all of them, surprising Zeno-sama and Daishinken. The guy who was with Cirrus 20 years ago. No, I'm wrong. That guy's ki was half god and half Saiyan. This guy's ki is completely the power of a god. Who the hell are you? What's more, what are you doing in my palace? That'll cost you your life. Zeno-sama could raise his hands with the intention of erasing son Kakarot. However, Kakarot would give a loud cry. I only came here to see if you could provide information about the Super Dragon Balls that fulfill any wish. This is impossible. It's like nothing. After surviving the attack to erase a king completely, who the hell is this guy? What has happened? How is it possible that he could have not erased it? No one could answer his question, where a little annoying Kakarot could raise his power a little. You are the most powerful beings in the kingdom of everything. At that moment, Kakarot would say to himself, no, they're not the most powerful. I can feel like they are 7 beings of even greater power. If they all attack me together, it'd be a problem. Mikoshin, Daikenshin, attack! Don't let that bastard live. Mikoshin and Daishinken launched into the attack, where at that moment, Kakarot seemed to not have moved. However, he dodged their attacks with surprising precision, and a strong blow would leave Daishinken very badly injured, on the contrary of Mikoshin, who wouldn't hit her. I can't believe that a goddess as powerful and beautiful as you followed the orders of this damn clown. Let's not fight, because if we do, our fist bumps will make those 7 beings of great power wake up. Both you and I will have a hard time, very bad. This guy has an ability to sense the ki of another world. He has the ability to raise the gods of death that would have sealed in his place. Mikoshin decreased her ki. That's right, she felt that having a battle with that god was too risky. Who are you? Why can't I feel a bit of Kira's ki inside you? I'm the son of Saiyan god Bardock and the supreme goddess of destruction Cirrus. Everyone was surprised what Kakarot said. If you know that Cirrus was the enemy of the gods because she's so powerful, by revealing to us that you're her son, you're digging your grave. If you think that for fear of you, I will deny my parents. You're very wrong. I know you killed them, but now that doesn't matter to me. What's more, do you want to fight me, Koshin? You know what our battle could bring. The spheres you speak of are scattered throughout the universes 6 and 7. Look for one of the destroyer gods of those universes and ask them to help you. No, damn it! That bastard wants the spheres to revive Cirrus. Zeno-sama would use his erase ability again, but again it would be in vain. Kakarot's power was much higher than the king of everything. Kakarot transported in front of Zeno-sama, taking him by the neck. I know my parents died because of you, but now I have the power to kill you whenever I want. If I don't do it now, it's because I don't like to. But you're not the most powerful being, and you're not capable of erasing everything either. What is around you? Kakarot giving him a big blow, leaving the king completely lying on the ground, very badly injured. Daishinkan was going to attack when he observed how that guy had offended the great Zeno-sama, but Mikoshin, being the most powerful in that place, would stop him. Let him go! The power of that god is on another level. Even fighting together, I don't know if we could defeat him. Kakarot would leave the king completely, heading to the planet of the destroyer god Beerus. Kakarot, being a superior god, would arrive in a few minutes, where he would be received by the guardian angel of Beerus. Yes? What is he offering? Mikoshin sent me to the destroyer god of this universe. She mentioned that you could help me gather the Super Dragon Balls. The great Mikoshin-sama. I understand. Right now, I wake up Lord Beerus. Whis would go quickly to wake up Beerus, who would get up in a bad mood. What the hell do you want, Whis? I don't remember giving you the order to wake you up. Beerus began to throw balls of energy all over the place. One of them went to Kakarot, who, with just his eyes, made it disintegrate. Beerus felt a surprising pressure on his neck. Kakarot, looking into his eyes with authority, would tell him, kneel before your superiors. Even more powerful pressure would fall on his body, which would not be able to move. What the hell is this? Why can't I move? Kakarot was approaching Beerus, which with each step raised his power a little, that even Whis was not able to move due to the pressure of a superior being. I'm the most powerful Saiyan god, and is that your way of treating me? I didn't know of the existence of such a power Saiyan god. Excuse me, my powerful god. Tell me, how can I help you? Kakarot would lessen all the killing pressure from him that was focused on both subjects. I want you to help me gather the Super Dragon Balls. The angel Mikoshin of the Kingdom of Everything said that you could help me. Meanwhile, at the Realm of All, chaos would start because Zeno-sama was not going to tolerate such behavior from a mortal. All of you, go and bring me the head of that damn Saiyan. We can't allow him to revive Cirrus. But Mikoshin would refuse, knowing the power that Kakarot had. Great Zeno-sama, we can't attack that god hastily. His power is on another level. Furious, Zeno-sama would try to erase Daishinkan, but at that moment, Mikoshin would make an energy field, causing his technique to fail. Mikoshin and Kakarot were one of the few who could avoid a king's technique completely. So, they are revealing themselves. Let's see what they could do with this. At that moment, an incredible dark power was felt throughout the entire Kingdom of Everything. Mikoshin would take Daishinkan and leave that palace at a surprising speed. That guy's crazy! How the hell does he think he's going to do with such a god of death? It cost us a lot to seal them. Sister, where are we going? To Universe 7. We must ally with Kakarot. Going back to the planet of Beerus, Kakarot would get serious. I didn't think you'd be so stupid, Mikoshin. Even if you come with Daishinkan, clown, they wouldn't be able to defeat me. Whis and Beerus were surprised to hear how the Saiyan expressed himself about the most powerful beings in the Kingdom of Everything. Great Kakarot is correct. His power is immense, but against Daishenkin, Zeno-sama, and Mikoshin, he still lacks much more power to face them. Kakarot would start laughing. A few moments ago, I just came from the Kingdom of Everything, beating up the weakling Daishenkin, along with that dwarf of the King of Everything. Whistlebeers were surprised by what Kakarot said. I can't believe it! Such a powerful god in my humble planet. At that moment, Mikoshin would arrive along with Daishenkin. I never thought that it would be so stupid, Mikoshin. I'm going to kill you! We are not here to fight. The king has completely gone mad. He could not tolerate your bad behavior and has decided to invoke one of the gods of death. So I couldn't live with his failure. I see. No, Kakaroto, this is bad. In the past, even the supreme gods found it difficult to fight with them. Even your mother Cirrus. With his mother being Cirrus and his father Saiyan, because of that, has so much power. He has Saiyan power and destructive power. So the union of both beings creates a powerful warrior enough to have the power to even humiliate a king altogether. In the realm of everything, a subject had appeared. Finally, fresh air. So long. I have already fulfilled a part of my deal. Now I want you to finish with that Saiyan and the traitors of Daishenkin and Mikoshin. My guardians will also go with you. It's not necessary, but it's okay. I'll finish off those damned. I won't leave a trace of them. Especially the Mikoshin bastards, since millions of years ago because of her damn fault I was sealed. Akuma along with his guardians were heading across the universe at incredible speed, arriving in a very short time. So, here are all the damned ones that I have to eliminate. Kuma would fix his gaze on the Saiyan. You cursed have the essence of the cursed Cirrus. She together with the cursed Mikoshin were able to seal me, but I would be like them to be here now. My power has increased, I'll tear them both to pieces together. Very bad comment, Akuma. Kakarot at incredible speed gave him a powerful Akuma blow that would make him spit out blood. Priests have already offended the king a lot. It would be best for them to give up their lives without resisting, so they will have a great life in the angelic kingdom. If you are so faithful and loyal to that damn selfish dwarf, go to the angelic king in our place. We do not want to do it. That's right, Mikoshin ended the lives of both guardians in a few minutes. Mikoshin-sama is amazing, but eliminating the guardians will arouse the wrath of the three ultimate guardians. I'm glad to have that goddess on my side. How fierce she is. Kakarot and Akuma would continue exchanging multiple blows. That's right, neither of them looked outmatched, so there was no clear winner to be seen. At that moment, Akuma gave Kakarot a strong blow, which stopped him with one hand. I hope this planet is resilient and doesn't explode under my power, although it's not my problem. It is a small planet, but it's very resistant. Kakarot began to increase his power in an incredible way, making the entire Universe 7 shake with such incredible power. Akuma was a bit surprised by the power the guy emanated. Who are you? Why is your power supreme? That's none of your business, but you dared to insult my mother, and this is paid with for your death. Kakarot began to slaughter the god of death Akuma, who was no longer a match for Kakarot. I can't believe the power he really has is being practically infinite power. It seems that his power has no limit. It's impossible. I can't believe what I'm seeing. That bastard's playing with the god of death. Now I'm sending the 7 remaining gods. Let's see what he could do against all of them together. Zeno-sama would begin to make a deal with the gods of death, returning to the planet of Beerus. Kakarot had tired of humiliating the god Akuma. I'll give you a quick death. Kakarot looked at the god, and he started to scream. That's right, Kakarot had disintegrated him. Kakarot, you're so very powerful. I didn't think you could beat him so easily. But at that moment, if a tremor shook all of the universe, and even the planet of Beerus that was very resistant, being to be destroyed by such bestial power that was approaching. The powerful planet of the destroyer god Beerus was being destroyed due to a power that even made all the destroyer gods tremble. The only ones who could stand up were Mikoshin and Kakarot. Being the most powerful, they could withstand a little more pressure. However, after a few minutes, Mikoshin would also fall to his knees. Kakarot, realizing this, would create a powerful energy field, making everyone else recover a little. Get away from here! It is best to go to a place that you consider safe, since the battle that is coming. I don't know if I'm going to be able to win. Aren't you afraid? Now we can escape. Don't stay to die.
Fear is something normal. From what I can feel, it is the being that is approaching, the leader of the gods of death, since he has a power that is difficult to understand.
At that moment, a sphere of ki was heading towards all of them with incredible speed, but Kakarot would face that great attack, and with a powerful blow, he would disintegrate it.
Apparently you're very anxious to die, damn. Come, and I'll make you feel the true insect terror.
Apparently, a Saiyan thinks he's capable of facing me. Don't make me laugh. They won't be able to scratch me even if they all unite against me.
So that's what you think. Let's see what you think of this!
Kakarot began to increase his power in an overwhelming way, managing to transform into the powerful Phase 3 Ultra Instinct. The power that this gave off made the entire multiverse tremble. Kakarot, without saying a word, would launch it to the attack. At that moment, with the flash clash of their fists, the planet of Beerus would explode to pieces. The planet of the God of Destruction did not support a single impact from those two guys. Tsukomi would give a powerful blow to Kakarot, making him spit blood. However, Kakarot would not be left behind.
You have great power in your punches, but I'm not a failure. Divine Punishing Punch!
A strong blow would hit him in the face of the god, making him fall in front of the barrier where Mikoshin and the others were safe. At the moment they exchanged glances, Mikoshin and Daishinken were surprised.
Sister, the god of death, is Tsukomi, our older brother. But what happened to him because he has all those wounds on his face?
I don't know, but apparently the power of a god of death is disintegrating him from afar. The god who loved life became a god of death. I can't believe this.
So, you're also the brother of Mikoshin and Daishinken's bastard, but your ki is absolute evil. What happened to you?
I don't remember my past that much, but I used to call those two scumbags brothers. I must end all family ties since those only make me pathetic. Tsukomi launched himself towards the barrier, giving it a strong blow. However, he would not be able to cross it. The barrier had a large part of the power of Kakarot. Witnessing this, he would stand in front of it, since his barrier achieved withstand the attack. However, it had decreased to 75% of its hardiness. Kakarot and Tsukomi began to exchange blows at an extremely incredible speed. The power that Tsukomi displayed was incredible. Kakarot, the Saiyan, who was born with the transformation of the Super Saiyan Infinity, was not far behind in the same way. He did not use said transformation because his energy drain was immense, and he could only access it for 25 seconds. From one moment to the next, Tsukomi began to take the lead in the battle, giving very good blows to Kakarot, which would fall to the ground very badly injured. He was seriously injured. At that moment, his whole body began to release smoke. Due to that, he was regenerating at an incredible speed.
What the hell? He's never been hurt. What the hell am I? Why am I the only Saiyan with this incredible power?
Apparently you have an excellent regeneration, but said regeneration must have a limit. You'll be my punching bag until I get bored. That's right, Tsukomi began to take the battle much more seriously, being able to give Kakarot some good blows because his speed would have multiplied 100 times. At that moment, Mikoshin would gather his courage by leaving the barrier that Kakarot had put. Mikoshin would increase his power to the limit by launching himself to attack. However, this was thrown to the ground only with the pressure of Tsukomi's ki. What are you supposed to do, rubbish? Your power's not even close to comparing to mine, so you better stay away from this place. On second thought, I better kill you now. Tsukomi would teleport in front of Mikoshin and charged a powerful blow, with which he intended to end the angel's life. However, at that precise moment, Kakarot would stand in front of him, receiving such a brutal blow, Kakarot would spit out blood. What have you done? Why did you let him kill me?
I promised to protect you, and I'll keep my word. Now you go away from here!
Tsukomi, the god who refused to destroy a planet because there were innocent beings. Tell me, what happened to you? We thought you were dead. As you can see, I never died. You, the beings I love the most and for whom I gave my life, left me with the gods of death. At that moment, Daishinken would get into the conversation. We never abandoned you, brother, but we thought you were dead. Both Mikoshin and Cirrus and I were facing the rest of the gods of death. We couldn't do anything.
Now I don't care about his excuses. The only thing I know is that thanks to that, I was able to surpass all my powers, since I've mastered all the negative power of a god of death.
Tsukomi increased his power even more. This time, the 12 universes were shaking, and planets in all of them were being destroyed by the simple pressure of his ki.
There's no point in trying to reason with him. Apparently he has a very blurry past, where someone is controlling him.
Tsukomi launched into the attack, which Kakarot would stop him, realizing, again a great battle, the power of both would remain very even. Kakarot possessing the cells of the supreme god Cirrus, he was counting on his regeneration. Cirrus was a goddess who had 3 hearts, for which reason her regeneration made her seem like an immortal being, and by having a son with a Saiyan, Kakarot would always have Zenkais in battle. However, the damage that Kakarot was receiving was so much that even the healing he was about to reach his limit, Kakarot was very worn out.
I have no choice. I must use that transformation. But if I don't finish it in the 25 seconds, this will be the end of us.
Kakarot with all his power would hit Tsukomi, which would send him flying hundreds of meters through that space. Kakarot would use his teleportation quickly, arriving with Mikoshin.
Mikoshin, I'll do whatever it takes to stop this guy, but promise me that you'll revive my parents. That's all I'm asking you.
But Kakarot, you can escape with us. Come, I beg you, please.
No, Mikoshin, I'll be the bait.
Take it for granted, Kakarot-sama. We'll make sure that the super god destroyer Cirrus-sama and the god Saiyan come back to life.
I thank you, priest. Now I can use all my power.
Kakarot began to increase his power, causing lightning to fall all around him. Kakarot's power was so much that he was able to outshine the powers of Mikoshin and the others who were heading to Universe 6 at a surprising speed. Tsukomi would return, and before Kakarot passed to the Super Saiyan Infinity, he'd be able to give him a strong blow.
Damn you, blow gave me has hurt too much. Now I'll make you feel the true terror.
Tsukomi released a part of the king's power from the hole.
Now I understand everything. You devoured all the other gods of death, conserving all their powers and energies, and the key of Zeno-sama's dwarf disappeared because of you. You exterminated him.
A useless dwarf wanted to give orders to me, a god of death. Flashback, Zeno-sama managed to make a deal with the gods of death. However, only one god would come out of the deal with said seal, which Zeno-sama recognized instantly.
Tsukomi, what are you supposed to do in that place? How are you a god of death? And the others?
I'm the supreme god of death. All other gods live in me.
This is impossible, but I'm not interested. Now go and kill those damned.
How old are you, Tsukomi? Would get angry and approach him with a cold stare. Are you ordering me what to do? Oh, and I'll let you pass this. Die, insect! Inverted Hakai! Infernal darkness! But what have you done to me? What do you think? It's my own technique of erasing, only that I keep the power of the supreme being that I eliminate. You can't do this to me. If I die, we'll collide with the other multiverses. Since I am the pillar of Multiverse 4, reflects Tsukomi, we were called the weakest multiverse by the creator god. So, the weakest multiverse. Don't worry, dwarf. If I fulfill your request, I'll finish off that Saiyan son of Cirrus, and with the 2 insects of my brothers, and if the other kings want to test my powers, let them dare. Then I will dust. Zeno-sama had died, and he had begun to form part of Tsukomi's power. End of the flashback. Kakarot and Tsukomi began to exchange blows again. However, Ultra Instinct Phase 3 was not enough. Zengoken! Various copies of it had appeared on the battlefield, where it began to increase its power rapidly. Lightning and everyone began to fall on what was left of the planet of the destroyer god Beerus. Kakarot had accessed Super Saiyan Infinity, which made all the gods tremble as a child. Due to his great power, Kakarot would appear in front of Tsukomi, and with a furtive blow, he would make him cross a few planets that were in his path. That blow hurt a lot. What the hell? Where'd you get so much power?
That's none of your business. But now die! Divine Spiritual Cannon!
Kakarot had executed a technique of great power, throwing it at Tsukomi. Kakarot had bet everything on his technique because if he didn't exterminate him, he'd be killed. Meanwhile, Daishinkan and the others had reached Universe 6 at the planet of Champa. Champa, to observe them, would be scared to death.
Daiseiken-sama, Mikoshin-sama, how can I help you?
There's no time to lose. I want to give you the 6 Super Dragon Balls that you have in your possession. It's life or death.
Of course, Daiseiken-sama, but I hope you didn't think that I would make a bad wish. I only had them together in case of a critical situation arose.
This is a critical situation. Daiseiken with mental power would carry the 6 Super Dragon Balls. With the last sphere at that moment, a great attack would illuminate all the universes, and everyone would think that it was Kakarot attack. However, Tsukomi was able to survive, and after 25 seconds, his power was so worn that he would return to his base state. With a simple attack, Tsukomi thought he would lose his life. Get out of there, great god Zarma, and fulfill my wish.
What is your wish?
I want you to bring the family of the Saiyan Kakarot. The eyes of the dragon would shine, appearing in front of everyone, the supreme god Sirius, and the Super Saiyan god Bardock. The goddess Sirius and Bardock had appeared in front of everyone present, leaving the goddess a bit surprised.
The one who's going to revive us was supposed to be Kakarot. What's happening?
However, the voice of the great god Zarma would take her out of her thoughts.
I have fulfilled his wish. Now I'm going to retire.
Great god Zarma, before he leaves, can you tell us what happened to the Saiyan Kakarot?
That Saiyan is very powerful. Existence that could hardly die because he is the son of the super destructive goddess Sirius, the Saiyan god. At this moment, he is on the verge of death, but in a few days he will be 100% recovered.
The Super Dragon Balls spread again through the universes 6 and 7. However, at that precise moment, a strong tremor would make the 4 universes tremble. That's right, Multiverse 2 would have collided with Multiverse 4 of Zeno-sama. Mikoshin would quickly approach Sirius.
What are you supposed to do to us? Are you going to kill me again? At least let me see my son. Didn't you pay attention to what the great god Zarma said? Kakarot is on the verge of death because he faces a god of death.
What? My poor son! I don't have to go to his rescue. At that moment, Bardock would have a vision, where he would observe Kakarot fighting against a warrior with a peculiar appearance, since he looked like a demon. Don't you worry about it, Sirius. Kakarot will soon recover, and will make all the multiverses tremble because of his great power.
That reaction, is this man able to see the future? Well, that doesn't matter. Sirius, now, what I need is your power. The god of death comes instead, and I need the power Mikoshin would create a pentagram with which he would break the seal that retained of all of Sirius's power.
Sirius raised his power at once. Meanwhile, very far from that place with Tsukomi, this would be said. This is Sirius's key. I can't make a mistake. So those bastards managed to bring her to life. And it'll be the same result. They won't be able to do anything against me. Tsukomi began to head towards them at incredible speed, returning with the others. Sirius would get serious.
If you decide to remove my seal, that means that you are in a very desperate situation, since you know that with my unlocked power, I'm capable of killing you.
I apologize for 20 years ago, but really, we were just following orders.
That doesn't matter anymore. I can feel a disgusting key approaching. If that guy was the one who hurt my little Kakarot, I'll exterminate him myself.
Even with all your power, I don't know if you'll be able to face it, so I'll bet everything. Divine Seal Annihilation! A new pentagram would appear under Bardock's feet.
What are you supposed to do, Mikoshin? If we want to have at least a small chance against that god, we must give everything.
Bardock's power had been sealed millions of years ago, beginning to flow through all his veins. It was even greater than the power of Sirius unlocked for him at that time. Bardock would access the perfect Ultra Instincts Phase 2. The power of Bardock was surprising.
How could Kakarot not be a great warrior if his parents were monsters?
At that moment, Tsukomi would arrive where all of them were. Sirius would look at him with a very serious look. Sirius's gaze would make even that god of death shudder a little, because Sirius in the past was much more powerful than him. Apparently, Sirius has come back to life. What do you think if you join me and together we all end this trouble?
I would never do that. Since you dared to hurt my son Kakarot, I'll never forgive you.
I know you would say something similar, but I didn't hurt him. That Saiyan must be in the other world at that moment. Tsukomi's words would make Sirius explode with rage, launching herself into the attack at a speed that no one was able to see. Only Bardock and Tsukomi himself, the clashes of the fists would make everything around them tremble. The universe itself was affected by such power. Meanwhile, Kakarot's sphere of energy had fallen into Multiverse 2, where a subject would find it.
The king of everything, Akio. Apparently this guy is dead because of his heart is missing. Okay, Lucid. Reduce it to atoms and return immediately. We must be the first to attack in this war and position ourselves as the strongest multiverse.
Lucio would charge a large sphere of destruction energy, throwing it at Kakarot. However, before it collided with him, Kakarot would regain consciousness, being able to dodge such a powerful attack.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why do you even attack me if you know I can't defend myself? I'll never forgive you for this, even if you beg me.
What an interesting guy. You didn't have the heart, and miraculously you managed to dodge my attack. And if that's not enough, your heart has grown again.
Akio, who was in place observing everything that had happened from the crystal sphere, would be a bit astonished, because the power of said subject did not lose any of that as a warrior.
I want you to defeat him and bring him back. He will be an important piece in our hunt across the multiverses. As you order, sir.
Lucio and Kakarot began to increase their powers. However, the only appearance that changed was that of Kakarot, which had gone to perfect Ultra Instinct because their energies were not yet 100%. Both began to battle, making them tremble the entire Multiverse 2. Meanwhile, in the place of the entire Multiverse 3 was the queen of the entire TOW, who was a bit upset because Akio had already started her conquest.
Damn, Akio has already sent his warrior to end some multiverse. Apparently, he's the only king of everything who wants war and everything to show everyone that he is the strongest multiverse. Damn, Zeno-sama, this is all your fault. When he died, the imbalance was lost.
Returning to Multiverse 2, both warriors were very even, making use of a large part of their powers. However, it could be clearly seen how Lucio was the only one playing with Kakarot, which landed death attacks because of him. This was not a game. At that moment, Lucio was able to give him a powerful blow, which would make him fall to the ground almost unconscious. Kakarot could not move. However, at that moment, he observed in his mind a being identical to him.
I didn't think they'd defeat you, my son. You were born with a power that even made kings tremble. Watch this.
Bardock would go to a transformation never seen before by Kakarot.
This is Super Saiyan kills gods, or destroyer of kings.
Kakarot would never have seen his father, however, the similarity was too much.
So you're my father. Apparently, Mikoshin, if I manage to bring them to life. Thank you, Dad, for this transformation. I'll not die.
I trust you, son.
Kakarot would come to his senses, beginning to fight with a demon named Lucio. However, at that moment, Kakarot began to increase his power in an incredible way. That's right, Kakarot would manage to become the Super Saiyan Kills God, but he would call it Super Saiyan Purple because his hair, as well as his aura, which would turn purple. However, he was much more powerful than the Super Saiyan Phase 3 Ultra Instinct, but he will still be below the Super Saiyan Infinity.
So you hid your much more power. Let's see what you can do now.
However, from that moment to the next, Lucio received injuries all over his body from him falling to the ground very badly injured. He had been hit to such an extent that he was even bleeding too much.
Lucio, are you alright? You must use all your power if you want to defeat him. Who the hell is that guy? No, don't defeat him. Eliminate him. We'll see how we conquer the other multiverses. As ordered, sir.
Akio would say to himself,
this is a lot of coincidence. Just when the four multiverses collided with each other, a warrior falls into our multiverse. Maybe a strategy from other multiverses, but no. They're weak old multiverses to start conquering. This doesn't make any sense.
Lucio would have increased all his power, with which he was ready to fight with the Saiyan. That's right, he was confident due to his power that he possessed. At that precise moment, Lucio would hit Kakarot with all his might. But his surprise was great when he realized that said blow would not make him even a single scratch.
Is that all? I gave you enough time to raise all your power. Apparently it was a waste of time.
Lucio would continue to hit him, which Kakarot did not dodge. He wanted to show him the difference in power. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Akio was very surprised.
That being is going to kill Lucio. I must go to his aid.
Akio, with maximum speed, would go to the aid of Lucio. When he arrived, Kakarot was about to hit the final blow to end his life. However, Akio would hold Kakarot's blow with an overwhelming force, and give him a great blow with which he would go back a few meters.
Lucio, get out of here. Go to the palace and recover all your wounds. You don't have enough power to kill this warrior. I'm sorry, my lord. It's my first defeat, but I've let you down.
Lucio would go to the king's palace completely. He no longer had enough energy to continue fighting with that being.
before we start the battle, tell me, what multiverse do you belong to? And what are you supposed to do here?
Kakarot wouldn't understand anything the guy was talking about.
Multiverse? What are you talking about? I was fighting with the god of death, and I was defeated. At the moment of a sphere of ki was thrown at me, I fell in that place, collapsed, and was on the brink of death.
So, it was just a coincidence that this being fell into a multiverse. Akio, at a speed that even Kakarot was not able to see anything, would give him some strong blows, which almost made him lose his transformation. However, Kakarot would not be left behind, launching himself to attack in the same way, but a key barrier covered the entire space bodyguard of God.
The barrier was forged with 50% of all my power. If you want to just hit me, you have to overcome 15% of all my power, which is impossible for a Saiyan like you.
It's very risky, but I hope it helps.
Kakarot would launch it to the attack, but in each exchange, the blows, the only one who received damage was him. That's right, Kakarot's power was not enough. However, what he wanted was the regeneration of his wounds, and thanks to his Zenkai Z's increase, after a few moments of the battle, Kakarot's illogical plan would work, managing to hit the king of everything, Akio, with a strong blow, who would get so angry that he began to massacre Kakarot.
Let's see how much you can regenerate your body, damn Saiyan.
Akio began to torture Kakarot until he was knocked out. Akio would take him to the kingdom completely because he had a plan with said Saiyan. Meanwhile, with Tsukomi, this as well as Cirrus, Mikoshin, Daishanken, and the fusion of the gods and angels was very injured.
I must admit that with her divine ki, they are more powerful than me. But how about this?
Tsukomi would expel unpleasant ki. Death could be felt instead. Tsukomi had access to his ki of the god of death. Tsukomi began to expel unpleasant and disgusting ki from his entire body. The power that it gave off was disgusting since it could feel like it had killed hundreds of thousands of living beings. How can you be so proud to possess that Tsukomi ki? You are an admirable being. Now the only thing you give me is contempt.
This is the power of a god of death. I hope and you are prepared to die. You're correct with my divine ki. I'm not an opponent for you. But let's see if you are now able to face me.
At that moment, Tsukomi began to fight for everyone at once. That's right, his power was so much that he had no difficulty doing it. However, at that precise moment, Bardock would step forward.
I hope you don't mind. Now I'll join the battle also. No matter. The insects that come together, their efforts will be in vain. Even I hadn't even noticed your presence being so weak. I had much more important matter to worry about insects like you.
Annoyed, Tsukomi would dodge those he was fighting with, and at maximum speed he thought of giving Bardock a powerful blow. But he'd be surprised because Bardock had the power to stop the blow centimeters from touching his face.
How can an insect be able to withstand a blow from me? You're not fighting with any fans. You're fighting with the god Saiyan.
Kakarot, that's why he's so powerful, both because of his father and his mother. From both genetics, he draws incredible power.
This can't be possible. I was much more powerful than Bardock. Bardock would give him a great blow, sending him flying a few meters, and he'd stand on the other side of the gods.
Although I hate to admit it, I don't have the power to defeat him alone, so I'll need your help.
At that moment, a battle would decide the fate of the multiverses. 4 would begin. However, despite these having greater allies, the god Tsukomi could do the unimaginable. He was capable of fighting against all of them. In turn, without, however, it was taking him a long time to do it. Meanwhile, returning to Multiverse 2, the king of everything Akio would have taken Kakarot to his palace, throwing him where Lucille was.
What am I supposed to do with it, my lord? Immerse him in demonic blood. He'll be a great ally for our conquest.
At that moment that Akio was about to be submerged, Kakarot ejected an unimaginable power causing hundreds of planets to be pulverized. Kakarot had gone to Super Saiyan Infinity.
You really must call yourself a king at all. You don't conquer at all to Zeno-sama's dwarf.
Zeno-sama? I can't believe it. You're the weakest multiverse, so it was you who killed him.
It wasn't me. It was the god of death. But that doesn't matter. I'll finish you off in this damn place.
Kakarot, at an extremely incredible speed, gave him a great blow that even the second most powerful god, Akio, had felt pain. Akio, feeling so much pain, he could not contain himself and would launch a strong blow that would break his neck.
I can't believe that simple blow from a pathetic Saiyan had caused me so much pain. I won't forgive you. Today will be the day of your death, or not.
You really will be a faithful servant. Akio would be surprised to witness how the Saiyan would stand up despite a great blow, and this would make his neck return to normal. This was thanks to his great regeneration. That blow must knocked me out. Can't believe the power of this guy. It's been over 1,500 years since I've unleashed 45% of all my power, but apparently I want to beat you. I have no choice but to do so. Akio began to increase his power in an unreal way. The power that he released was spreading through the 4 multiverses, even reaching the multiverse where everyone was fighting. Whose overwhelming power is it? I feel more pressure of his ki crush me. Tsukomi would also be a bit surprised, however he didn't notice it. How low the super goddess of destruction Cirrus has fallen. Are you afraid of that pathetic divine power? But at that moment, Cirrus would send him flying with a strong blow. I swear I'll kill you, insect. Meanwhile, in Multiverse 3 with the Queen of Everything Tawa, she had felt the battle that said Saiyan had with the Demon of Multiverse 2 since the past Akio had already sent his maniac fighter to finish off beings of great can. This will be incredible to stop. We must unite with Ryoma to be able to beat Akio. But at that moment, Tawa would also feel the incredible battle that was taking place through Multiverses 4, being a little surprised, since the level was incredible and her power was far from even comparing to the power of Zeno-sama had. Very great powers are fighting in the multiverses of Zeno-sama. I believe that battle. What I know is that one of the that was present of the death of Zeno-sama. Because of him, we're involved in this problem. I'll kill him. Tawa began to go to Multiverse 4 at a surprising speed. It wouldn't take her long to arrive, being able to observe how the fusion of angels, the fusion of a god and an angel, and the most incredible guardians of everything and the Saiyan fighting against a being that gave off a disgusting aura. At that moment, Cirrus would give Tsukomi a powerful blow, sending him flying. However, no matter how much they hurt him, he came back with much more desire to fight. The power of the gods of death was regenerating him. Cirrus would arrive with Tawa. Who are you? I can feel a quality of your aura. My name is Tawa, and I am the Queen of Everything of the Multiverse 3. All the multiverses collapsed due to the death of Zeno-sama. We know, and that guy in front of you is responsible for the death of Zeno-sama. A furious Tawa would lunge at him, but unlike the others, Toa's blows were so brutal that they would make even a god of death power be a bit overwhelmed. Who the fuck are you? Now I'll not forgive you. I'll use 75% of the power of the gods of death. Everyone was surprised to think that he was already using his full power. At that precise moment, the universes of different multiverses trembled with such bestial power. Your ki is disgusting. Right now, I will end your life. Tsukomi, when he finished increasing his power, would launch himself into the Queen of all, Tawa, giving a great battle. However, when they exchanged blows, Tawa would communicate with everyone mentally. The Saiyan subject, I can feel that he is the most powerful of all. Charge your most powerful attack. I'll hold him. Only then we can kill this subject. Please don't kill him. He's my dear brother. He was just a victim of the gods of death. Cirrus would leave Mikoshin out of action alongside Daishenkin. Tawa would continue to have a great battle with Tsukomi. However, the more he continued, the more he would take the lead with Tsukomi. He was getting used to the Queen's style completely, and from one moment to the next, he was able to give him the first effective blow, sending to a planet, causing it to be destroyed with the impact. Tawa would get up, and at great speed, he would connect a great blow. I have no alternative. Heavenly cut, ki destruction! An energy sword was about to hit Tsukomi's heart. However, he was able to move a few centimeters, being able to dodge such a powerful blow. But the attack still had caused him too much pain. A scream would resound through the multiverse. Ha! Curse your ki sword! It damaged several veins that connected with my death energy. Now I only have divine ki left. Tsukomi would pass to his divine ki. However, in the same way, his ki was worn, and Bardock had already finished forming his incredible attack. At that moment, Bardock would launch into an opposing attack, which Tsukomi was about to dodge. Absolute divine paralysis! Tsukomi would stay in the same place, being hit by such power, going out all over the universe. Bardock would retransform, but when everyone thought that everything was over, a ki that even exceeded that of a god of death would appear. The castles of all the kings were shaking. Some of them were even destroyed, except for the castle of Multiverse 1. This is impressive. Who gives off so much power? This power is so much that even a single blow would be able to finish off all kings, except for the second most powerful. This can't be. Apparently Kakarot has fallen into the path of evil. our son Bardock. Now what will we do? Tawa would remain the Saiyan that he was facing off against, the Demon of Multiverse 2. This cannot be true. That Saiyan's power was great, but not that much. Now he is at the level of a king of everything. No matter how much he changes his ki or becomes aggressive, he's my son, and I can recognize him in one way or another. At that moment, Mikoshin would wake up, realizing that his sister Tsukomi was no longer in that place. They really have murdered my brother. I can't believe it, you Cirrus. You knew that he was a good god. But tell me, if Kakarot became an evil being, would you also murder him? Cirrus would be speechless, because she would not be able to end the life of her own son. However, Bardock was much more thoughtful and was not intimidated by these types of comments.
If he decided to join the wrong side, we'll beat him up.
I'm afraid that will be incredible. If beings like us approach said subject, his aura would be able to reduce us to atoms. Returning to Multiverse 2, Akio managed to defeat Kakarot using 45% of all his power, and this with a strong blow sent Kakarot to the Sea of Demonic Blood, which had the purpose of obeying everything commanded by the King of Everything of Multiverse 2 and release all the hidden power that its bearer possesses. At the moment of leaving, Kakarot had come out with an intimidating look. That's right. His hair was red like blood, just like his eyes, and the power he gave off was so much that it made everyone rumble. The multiverses at the time of this, leaving there was no one in the palace because the god of death Tsukomi had fallen on the planet close to that of Multiverse 2, and Akio together with Lucille went to see who it was. This guy is on the verge of death, but I can feel a great Lucille power. Just take him to the demonic sea. As ordered, sir. By the time Lucille was about to leave, an incredible pressure had appeared in that entire place, leaving even Akio surprised. Whose power is this? I could feel him at my back. Akio would launch a powerful blow only to watch as this guy would parry his blow with a single finger. Sir, excuse me if I scared you. I didn't mean to, but I must thank you for all this power. Look how strong I am. Kakarot would expel part of his power, making everything around him tremble. It was no longer just full multiverses, but he would make the entire Omniverse tremble. Kakarot would have made 4 multiverses shudder. Kakarot's power would have been so much that the 4 kings had all felt the extremely impressive power. At that moment, Lucio was going with this. Even though you are one of us, you must show respect to your superiors. Kakarot put on a serious look, and his imposing red eyes made him look like a terrible guy. If I before didn't have this great power, I was able to almost kill you. Don't speak to me in that tone again, or next time there won't even be ashes of you left. Kakarot released an even more surprising pressure, which would make Lucio drop to his knees, and he wouldn't breathe. Even Akio would be a little nervous, however a moment later he would laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha! I can tell that your power is extremely incredible. You're almost at my level. If I didn't trust the demonic source, I would kill you right now. Now I don't think he's capable of defeating me, but don't worry, my power is only to protect you, Akio-sama. This guy is the god of death that I told you I had faced. His power surpasses even Lucio. If you cure him, we'll have a great ally. Don't ever refer to me again. Lucio did not finish his sentence since Kakarot would return to observe him with a murderous look. I don't give third chances next time. I'll kill you! Akio would be a little surprised because according to Kakarot, he already had enough power to defeat him. Returning to Multiverse 7, Bardock was talking with the Queen of Everything, Tawa. What are we supposed to do now? We don't have enough power to defeat Kakarot. We must go as fast as possible with the King of Everything of this multiverse, and since he is the only capable being of facing the Saiyan Kakarot and Akio.
Okay, we'll go with you.
Everyone present would leave the place, flying at a great speed to Multiverse 1. Return to the palace of all Akio, he would throw Tsukomi into the demonic source, which would also raise his power in an amazing way. His power would have elevated inordinately. However, it was still below the power of Kakarot.
Why didn't my power rise higher? I'm a god. How is it possible that the source has given a greater power to a mere Saiyan?
The power of the source is not giving you unlimited power. All it does is unlock your hidden power. In other words, it speeds up that process, which means that in a few years, Kakarot's going to get that monstrous power. Tsukomi would be a little annoyed and scared at the same time, but the voice of his king would take them out of their thoughts. We are really. Today, we'll stop being Multiverse 2. I hope you're ready to face the multiverse. Everyone would nod. The king of everything with the dimensional portal would reach Multiverse 1 in a few seconds. When he arrived, a very beautiful girl was at the door, like the High Priestess. Long time no see, Naomi. I hope you're both ready, since today, his reign ends here. That would be impossible for you. None of you have enough power to face the powerful king of everything, Ryoma. I want to see that. Get out of there, Ryoma. Come and show your face. At that moment, a pressure would fall all over that place. The powerful Ryoma was getting closer, and with just his pressure, everyone present would know that he was a being of great power.
Long time no see here. Why don't you come to my castle and have a tea?
Stop playing games, damn! We're here to be the most powerful beings in the multiverse, and this time, we'll succeed.
You continue with what you did 1,500 years ago. You don't have enough power to defeat me. It's not your fault that the Creator God created me with so much power. If you don't come in a good way, better get out of my multiverse before I give you one beating.
That's what annoys me about you, damn. You underestimate us. You think that we're not a match for you. However, at that precise moment, Akio would launch himself against Ryoma, starting a great battle, which seemed even. Tsukomi, having not raised his power as much, had a hard time keeping up with them. It's amazing how Akio-sama is at the level of that king of everything. No, that guy will kill Akio, because he's putting pressure on him with his defense. The more Akio-sama attacks, the more ki wears out, while that guy's ki hasn't diminished at all. Lucille at the moment would attack Naomi. However, with a few blows, she would leave him on the verge of death and very badly injured. The most powerful demon in the multiverse, too, was defeated in approximately 30 seconds. You're nothing more than simple fans. You better go before you die. You're not being serious. You haven't tested my power yet. Kakarot would launch into an attack, beginning to exchange a few blows with the priestess. Returning to the confrontation of Akio and Ryoma, both seemed evenly matched. However, Akio was not being able to dodge a furtive blow which would send him to the ground. Ryoma would notice that his wife was facing a Saiyan and had already defeated a demon.
This won't end well for you here. You've already lost one of your allies. They won't be able to do anything against me.
I hope that woman was power enough to face Kakarot, or else she'll inevitably die.
Ha 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 ha! Akio, you better than anyone know the overwhelming power of Naomi. She will not be defeated by a simp.
At that moment, Naomi would pass through the middle of both of them. Naomi had been sent flying with a strong blow, drawing back some blood from her. Kakarot was approaching at incredible speed to continue her attack. However, Ryoma would teleport, and with a serious look, I would tell him,
"If you hit Naomi again, this time I'll end your miserable life."
Thanks, Kakarot. You were able to see this damn furious, the king of everything who doesn't care. He has a weakness, and it's that damn. Kakarot, kill her.
Ryoma, at that precise moment, would throw a sphere of ki into Akio's heart, where before it hits, Kakarot would stand in front of him receiving the attack. However, it would cost nothing to regenerate his body.
Apparently, I was about to die, and I wasn't able to realize it. Thanks, Kakarot.
You are much more powerful than Akio. Why do you hold back and not use all your power?
Don't say stupid things, as a Saiyan will make you more powerful than a king of everything. So you realized I didn't use all my power because if my power exceeds his, I don't want him to feel bad.
So he affirms it. Apparently he's not using all his power.
This is the worst humiliation of my life. Kakarot, if you're more powerful than me, it's fine. Release all your power and finish off that dam. As you order, Akio-sama.
Kakarot expelled all the power of him accumulated from him. That's right, Kakarot's power was much more than even the mighty king of everything of the Multiverse 1 began to smile.
Ha 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 ha! This is what I wanted as a battle, where I can use all my power. Our battle will be legendary! Ghostly steps!
Ryoma would move at a speed that even disappeared for Akio and Tsukomi. However, everyone was surprised when Kakarot would say,
"Ghostly steps!" So by just seeing me using it once you're able to use it, you are a really powerful being.
both subjects would begin to exchange blows at an incredible speed, because not even Naomi could clearly see what was happening. Meanwhile, with Toa and the others, Toa would stop halfway. It's too late! Ryoma's fighting with another king altogether, but he doesn't know who he is, because he's not Akio's ki and Zeno-sama's dead.
Cirrus, that dark power, is that our own son?
That's right, Bardock. His power is even greater than that of the god of death. No, this can't be happening! Ryoma's fighting against another king! No matter what ki my son has, I'll always recognize him. Returning to the battle, no warrior could be seen. However, at that moment, they would both appear. Both were with their clothes a bit worn. However, Naomi would be surprised. Is that blood? The most powerful king has shed blood! I can't believe it!
You're a worthy opponent, but you still need much more power if you want to defeat me.
I say the same.
At that moment, they began to exchange blows again.
How is it possible for two guys to have such fighting power, if not even beings of our level are capable of observing them?
Someone who logically was not Tsukomi and is inside his body would say,
obviously beings like you can't see anything. Since they are only our containers, they're simple dregs.
The battle would continue for a few moments while they exchanged blows. Ryoma would communicate with his Saiyan telepathically.
Saiyan, the attack I launched at Akio, I can assure you that it was not to kill him, but to get that evil presence out of him. The hatred that Akio has for me is not normal, so a being is manipulating him. I know you don't believe me, but you must trust me.
I believe you, since there are times when Akio-sama doesn't seem to be the same. So what do you have in mind for those guys to show their faces?
Both subjects continued to impact their fists. However, they would appear with their ki very worn, and both with holes in their chest that they had been mortally wounded. Naomi was going to help Ryoma, however she would listen in her mind.
Don't worry, this Saiyan and I are pretending. We still have all our energies.
Pretend what? Obviously, he's the enemy.
No, Akio, and that god named Tsukomi is just being manipulated by an even more powerful existence.
Okay, Rivera, I trust you, but please don't die. Akio would approach, both realizing that they were both on the brink of death.
Apparently, you're also about to die, Kakarot, but thanks for leaving this damn me like this. Die for me, Kakarot. I'll be the one to give him the final blow.
At that moment, Akio would begin to charge a very powerful ki sphere, with which he had planned to end Akio's life. At that moment, when he was about to launch his attack, his power would vanish, lightning falling all over the place.
What's wrong with me? Does my body hurt a lot?
Akio would lose consciousness due to such monstrous power.
Of course, it hurts, damn. We have gone through approximately 1,500 years. We almost joined, but thank you. I'll be the one to give you the final blow and receive the blessings of the murderous king.
The same would happen with Tsukomi. That's right, Achi had abruptly separated from him, also being knocked out. At that moment in which both charged a large sphere of ki and threw it at him, Kakarot and Ryoma would dodge it and both would heal the wound of his body.
So you're the ones behind all this. I'll kill you.
Because of this miserable fault, Akio-sama always had a full life of resentment and hatred. I'll exterminate them.
Kakarot and Akio would raise all the power of him, making some of the closest omniverses shake.
Without my original body, I could defeat you. Now you'll be crushed, or rather between the two of us, we'll crush them.
Achi and Rek would also release a sinister power, making everything around them tremble. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.